Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Should we say our channel now? Not my channel.
It's not your channel, ours.
Our channel now. So we are sharing the channel. But today we are going to talk about our goals for 2021 and some exciting things that we've got upcoming this year. So let's get straight into it and let's talk about January, because I feel like this is a really good time. Rather than like a new year, new me kind of thing, it's a good time to refresh, reset and start the new training cycle strong. That's what we found, especially within the running hub this week. So James, what's your January targets?
Just start running again. So I've had 3 weeks off post the last race for a number of different reasons, but initially I wanted to have a bit of rest from last year's training. So January will be about just building the aerobic base again. I put maybe one session of speed work in a week just to sort of sharpen things up.
Nice.
And I will utilise the government's guidelines, so we're only allowed out once a day at the moment. So I will run once a day, well 5 days a week or 6 days, depending on my plan. But I will double up in the essence of doing something else. So whether that be a spin, a stretching session, some yoga, that sort of stuff, strength workout. So I'll double train, but cross train.
Yeah, because that's for you, that's probably like one of your weaknesses, is like the nice frilly bits around running.
Maybe not a weakness, but it's an opportunity to improve.
Yeah.
I'd like to put a positive spin on 2021.
Yeah, no, okay. I like it. So for me, exactly the same thing. I took a bit of rest after the last race. So yeah, it's just getting back to building up consistently, sort of like 5 times a week running, maybe 6, but I'll see what my coach says. And then for me as well, like, so we asked our team within the running hub to come up with like performance and training goals. So like a performance goal for me is to get back to 40-50 miles a week. That's sort of like my sweet spot. And then for a training perspective is to add in 1 cycle a week and also to do 1 strength session of my own, because I teach classes, which is great, but I found that I then lacked, especially in the race that we did, the half marathon. I identified during the race that I could feel that the strength work wasn't there for me, because when I teach, I don't always go as heavy as what I should really be doing. So yeah, that's for us, I guess, January. We've got loads of targets for the year ahead, but we both sort of came up, I think.
It's about building the foundations right now, so let's get January right.
Yeah.
Which will look after February, March, April.
Yeah, and it's really important to make sure that you have like smaller goals to help keep you motivated along the way. So let's now talk about our spring focus. James, you can go first again. What is your spring focus and what races do you have booked in?
So I've got 2 half marathons booked in, Brawny half at the start of March and the big half at the end of April. Probably should put an asterisk, pending government guidelines, COVID and that sort of stuff. They're still on, so we go ahead as if they are.
Yeah, like it, good
I've
attitude.
got 2 5Ks, which have both been, well, Milton Keynes 5, Wolverhampton 5, whatever it was called, was postponed in December, so that could drop in at any point. And Silverstone 5K is due to be on February the 14th, but I believe the next set of rules doesn't change till the 15th, so that will be postponed. But to be honest, if they drop in at any point, as long as it's not an already race weekend, I can sort of tune up and give a 5K go, but I can incorporate my training, whether it's at the end of a long run or something. So that'd be quite cool. They're not half marathons or marathons, so take them as they come. But yeah, the 2 half marathons are my big goals, and I am running with one of our clients and friends, Sammy, in the Boston Marathon. So Peyton Herfer, she's going to be watching, 3:15. She doesn't quite know that yet, I don't think.
Yeah, she's got 3:18 in her head, I think, because that's the Tokyo qualifier time. So that's what she's got in her head. Her PB is like 3:21, so she's well capable of like
so the idea of that
3:1
is
something.
I want to be able to run that quite comfortably, and that will give me a good base to go into the summer training with when I will be training for a marathon.
Nice. And yeah, I think it's I think that's good. Like with the 5K, I think that's a really good attitude to have, because I probably last year in 2020 is that like with there being no races, like just had nothing specific to train for, and then when all of the races came back around, I didn't feel confident or ready to go into them. So yeah, I think that it is like a hard and challenging time this year, but just train as if like something's going to happen, because if a race does come up and you don't feel ready, then you're just going to potentially miss that opportunity.
Yeah,
so like
just train to have yourself like not overreaching or peaking, but your body to be fit, to be strong, to be ready to cool, I've got a race in 4 weeks, it's half marathon, let's change things up a little bit and be ready for it, or vice versa.
So my spring focus is to train for a marathon. I haven't picked which one it was yet. It was going to be the Boston Marathon, because a few friends of ours we're going to go and do the Boston UK event. And at the moment there's a waiting list, so it's either going to be Boston Marathon or Milton Keynes Marathon, which is on the 3rd of May. And it seems like the race organisers are doing everything they can to make it COVID secure, waves, they're changing the start line, all things like that. So my sort of target is to train for a marathon. I felt that during 2020 I lacked that endurance, and so I know that I work well off doing a long run at the weekend and then keeping sort of like a similar volume during the week with adding in speed and tempos and other easy mileage. So yeah, training for a marathon. In terms of races, I booked a 10k, which was the same day as James's half marathon at Dorney Lake. That's at the very start of March, so it's a bit optimistic whether that will go ahead now.
Yeah, but Dorney all these race organisers have run a few races at Dorney Lake.
Yeah.
At back end of last year, so they've done their COVID safe bit and stuff.
Yeah, so they run multiple events, so I know that if maybe that one in March doesn't go ahead, that we can transfer to something later in the year and maybe build it into...
That reminds me, we've also got Drake got 10k, which could drop in at any point.
Oh yeah, I don't, you do. I didn't book it.
Did you not?
No.
Oh.
There we go.
And that's why I keep my other races.
Yeah, I'm like not booking stuff, you keep booking stuff. So yeah, I haven't really got any other races booked in. So Dorney, I had also booked a 20 miler at the Bedford Autodrome, which was then going to help me achieve the marathon, but we will see. So yeah, for me, I'm just going to train for a marathon, and I haven't really told you this yet, but like, say if nothing was to go ahead, I think I would be happy to do a training run and just do the marathon distance again to say tick box. I know that I've always said that I'd never do it, but I feel like I'm in that mindset now that that's a possibility. So yeah, I guess for both of us, just spring, building the foundations. Okay, autumn. James, I think we've got similar targets in the autumn, haven't we?
Berlin Marathon.
Yeah, Berlin. We
all in for Berlin.
All in for Berlin. I like it. That could be a series. I had Berlin at a charity place for Children with Cancer UK would have been last September. Unfortunately, it couldn't go ahead, and then so I rolled my place over to this year, and because you saw an opportunity to do it, James has done Berlin before, so we asked the charity very kindly if they had another place, and so James and I are now a team together. I'm going to raise funds for Children with Cancer UK.
Katie will pop a link for our sponsorship if anyone wants to.
Yeah, I think I set one up.
Pennies.
I think I set one up for last year, but then obviously we didn't get around to doing anything. So yeah, I was going to host a fitness fundraiser day locally to us, and had loads of really good ideas, but then nothing happened. But it's a charity very close to my heart. Quite a few close family members have suffered with cancer in the past, so you know, to then be able to support children that have this awful disease as well, it's really touching that I can do something, fundraise for them twice before for running the London Marathon. So they're an amazing charity, like so supportive. So I obviously, you know, would love to fundraise for them again. So yeah, autumn. I've also got a place for London actually.
Yeah.
So I've got a good for age place. It's the week after Berlin. It's kind of like a contingency if international travel can't happen. We're going to be really positive and say that, you know, we can do it, but who knows at the moment. We have to. So it's a good contingency, a backup plan. And also my theory is that I'd love to just experience London and not have a target time. So if I went and did Berlin, I could go and target it, and then London would be just to enjoy 26.2 miles.
I'm not sure how you can enjoy 26.2 miles a week after 26.2 miles, but
but yeah. And then we plan to go on holiday.
Yeah. So
that's a good target for the autumn. Now a lot of people put like mileage goals. James, what's your?
I've not got a mileage goal. I think it distracts from my training, or not my training. I think it can. So my goal isn't mileage driven; it's performance driven. So they don't really relate. If I don't know, a Tuesday session is a speed work for me. If it is a shorter session, it's a 5k session, I'm not gonna then go and bulk on extra miles just because I want to keep up with my mileage. I just think it distracts from what we're doing.
Yeah, I think my mileage was about 1,700 last year. So, you know, probably a good target for me could be to try and get as close to 2,000 as possible. But like James, I'm not going to put a specific target on it because, you know, towards the end of last year, I had a few clients that had mileage goals and were a little bit short of that goal, so crammed in quite a few miles. And the problem is with that is that it can lead to injury, and then also
I
like
kind of think
not
if you
enjoy
had the
it.
choice, what do you want to do? 2,500 miles this year, or get a marathon and a half marathon PB? I know which one I'm picking.
Yeah. I think for some people though it can be a very good motivator, but
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us it's just not. It's not really. And we kind of
It's not what it's set
know.
out for.
Yeah, we know what mileage works well for us, what our sweet spot
Yeah.
is, and especially in 2020, James experimented with different mileage weeks, and you realise that you did a 90-mile week on 1 week when you were furloughed, and it didn't work well for you afterwards. You were just
It
tired.
worked fine, but it sacrificed the next few weeks training. I'm probably
Exactly,
to eat around
so-
65, 70. I mean, I'll probably hit another 90-mile week a couple of times in the lead to Berlin, but it'll be with sort of dropping down, tapering afterwards,
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Mine's not that high. I don't have the desire, I think. And then PBs this year, the main goal for me is a marathon PB. If others come along the way, that would be really nice. I would like to get under 90 minutes again, but I've been saying this every year since I did my PB back in 2018. I've just never been able to get that close. The problem is that my PB is 129.50, and over the last few years since that, I've done 130 a couple of times. I've done 131. I did 133 in the winter half. So I know that I probably need to mix something up or change something to get that. But
Harry, what are your targets?
Coach will be able to sort it out for me. Oh, Harry, you coming to join us?
Harry wants to catch 5 more mice this year than he caught last year.
Yeah, Harry's is not the main mouse hunter, are you, in this household? He's not as fast as Lily, as his sister. But you're just as cute.
Anyway, marathon PB.
Yeah, so marathon PB, half marathon PB would be nice. But yeah, that's the overall goal for me. Nothing really in the spring. Just for me, it's just focusing on building that mileage up.
You get that fit though, a 5k PB will come.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if I think back of all my PBs, they've all come from a marathon training block. So I know that that's why I wanted to do the marathon like endurance base at the start of the year, because I know that my body responds well off of it.
Yeah.
And then for you?
Yeah, so my A target for the year will be Berlin. I'd like to run a double PB in the sense of a official PB and quicker than what I ran in Manchester when it was scraped off.
Yeah.
I'd like to, I think maybe the first 2 halves of the year might be a bit early, but certainly towards in the build up for Berlin, I think I should be in shape for a half marathon PB. And then doing this sort of training at the start of the year, I think at the start of the summer, just before Berlin really starts, I think I should be in good shape for a, maybe not 5k BB, but a 5k attack and a 10k attack. So
Nice. Are we going to say out like publicly what our times are, or?
for Berlin,
Mhm.
what are you aiming for?
Well, 3:15. For some reason.
No, you wrote on the board. What have you wrote?
Well, we've got multiple things. So I did a vision board a couple of weeks ago and I put 3:12, so I'm manifesting 3:12, but we've put on the board 3:10. My current PB is 3:22, so I put 3:12 because in historic events I've like been able to shave 10 minutes off every time that I've done a marathon, like when I've been going for it. So 3:12 is a nice number, but 3:10 to 3:15 is my target.
Cool. So I am going to be targeting 2:52 in Berlin, which is 6:35 a mile. So I'm going to kind of work with that. But if I can sneak under 6:30s and break 2:50, then we'll take it. I won't turn it down.
Here we go. So the big targets for us really, build those foundations in the spring, and then Berlin Marathon, and then we're hoping for just some nice PBs along the way.
Yeah, and I think as well with the marathon, it's not just about the time. I think if I run the race right, I'll know when I finish, and the time will come anyway from it.
Yeah. And to finish, some final news. We've welcomed James now onto our coaching team in the Running Hub.
Yeah. Exciting times.
You sound so excited. No, it's been good. So before, my business used to be called Clean Coach Katie. We're now turning it into the Running Hub community because we want everyone to be involved, and obviously as well that then allows us to welcome more coaches onto the team. James is now a new coach for us and has started the year really strong.
Yeah, we've got a real good buzz on the Running Hub community at the moment. I think we've got some really engaged clients who bought into the community spirit and have their own targets and supporting each other along the way.
Yeah, so we have the Running Hub community, which is like an online group, and it started in March last year to help support people through the pandemic, and also from the fact that I couldn't provide a face-to-face service to some of my clients. We do classes a week, we provide motivation, support, accountability, recipes, nutrition bits, And then now it's just really evolved where, you know, you can just be a part of the running hub and do the classes and have that support, but then also all of our online coaching clients get access to the hub as well. So we are really trying to create that community feel and spirit to really help encourage people. We've got a WhatsApp group which has been absolutely like buzzing the last couple of weeks with just everyone congratulating everyone else. You know, first thing, people have been going out for runs, and if you're not as motivated that day, just from a few messages and seeing other people going out and attacking the day, it then encourages you and even us to go out and do our runs.
Yeah. And the great thing as well, the community is not constrained to Milton Keynes. We've got quite a few clients now further afield.
Yeah.
So anyone watching this,
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
hit us up in one of our DMs or send us an email and get involved. Find out what it's all about.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it, is that because it is online, like a few people have asked questions like, can I do the classes if I don't live nearby? And of course you can. So yeah, we've got people in Chester, Kent, we've got High Wycombe, Hertfordshire,
Hereford,
Fleet. Yeah, Fleet, Switzerland. We've even got Laura in Switzerland. So yeah, you can join from anywhere and just feel like you're part of a club and part of a team, especially at this time. So yeah, definitely, if you feel like you want to join the community and hit up the classes, or would like some extra support with your coaching, then we can certainly help you out. So yeah, let us know what your 2021 goals are for the year, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. So we forgot to mention this, really exciting news. We're engaged. I can't believe I didn't get actually say this in the video, and James says I've been speaking about the engagement and the planning of the wedding too much already, but yeah, that's the other exciting news, is that we're getting married. Let me know as well if you'd like to know a bit more stuff about the engagement and the wedding planning, because I'd love to document it on here, but I appreciate this is also just a running channel, and that's what I've been posting for the last 4 years. So then completely changed it up a little bit with some different style videos, but who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next one.